Okay, so this is a new edition for our podcast channel. We've got a guest today in Alex Cuthbert. I'll let him introduce himself shortly and talk about it. Got Tom Drinkmore and myself, Andrew, and we're just going to cover some general chit-chat subjects and go through a list of things that we want to talk about, and hopefully you'll find it interesting. So, obviously, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself for those that might not know, obviously.
Well, Alex Cuthbert, as we said. I am a rugby player. Played for Cardiff, Exeter, Ospreys. Played for Wales 60-odd times now. British Irish Lion, 2013 Lions tour. And I'm sort of coming to the end of my career, I guess, at 34, so I'm just deciding whether I go again or go into the sort of real world, as they say. So, exciting times. Been doing a lot of podcasting for BBC and so forth, so when I get the opportunity to do one about something I actually do really have a passion about racing, it's, really nice to get invited.
Well, we're delighted to have you, mate. Thank you for coming, and we'll tell you more about what we're going to do after the podcast in a bit. So, we've obviously got Tommy Deere, the tipping phenomenon and legend.
Wow, something like that.
All-round race horse lover. Good, mate?
Yeah, all good, yeah. We're off to Worcester today. Brother Sam's got one in the bumper, so fingers crossed for a nice run. It's his debut, so.
Good. So, something that is quite exciting when we do this podcast is to sort of understand a little bit. These guys actually go back a fair bit, and I know Sam was wanting to join us on podcast day, wasn't able to. Not a problem, like he said, he's got to run at Worcester, but so you chat. How did you first meet then, you guys? So
I guess it's Pony Club, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yeah, so weirdly, you wouldn't probably believe, but I used to ride horses.
I had a feeling you were going to say
I told you that.
I was a little bit smaller back then. I got to a certain age and then I grew a lot. But yeah, my family are massively into horses, always has been. So we're farm background, just outside of Forest of Dean. Always had ponies from, I can remember, there's pictures in the house of me when I'm like 2-3 years old, getting dragged around by one. We had a Shetland, I think, we used to fall off all the time.
Yeah.
So my mum was always pushing me to ride horses, and then I think when we were young, must have been like 8 or 9, something like 10.
Yeah.
I ended up being quite good mates with Sam, who was sort of a year older than me, and then I got a younger brother who was then just
Patrick, yep.
The Tom, obviously Joey as well.
Yeah.
I remember Joey being like this big.
He's a little different now.
He's only just a little bit bigger now. No, I'm joking. Sorry, Joe. You're not. I know you're not.
Out of the 5 of us, he was definitely more chance of being a jockey. But so we used to show jump a lot in all the shows around the area. So we were only up the road the other side. So yeah, I guess we just did that until I started playing rugby. Really.
I had a conversation the other day with John Bowman, who you'll remember probably, and he said to me, "When you see Alex, he was a cracking jockey." He said, "Problem was he was just too big," and he said, "And by the way, don't forget that." He was the fastest lad I think I've ever seen. I was like,
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. I think if he'd had his way, mate, he'd be here today, to be honest. But obviously, so you go way back, obviously, with horses and riding and stuff.
Yeah, I think football days, well, you've come to Old Trafford a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a Man United fan, are you?
You're not a fan. I've been
Split by a Scouser, yeah?
Oh, there we go. It's a 2-1.
End the podcast here right now.
We used to go quite a bit, didn't we? It was
good days.
When we were a lot younger. So yeah, I've been here to support for a long time, and I still go regularly, really, as much as I can.
What do you think of them nowadays? I mean, there's a little bit off.
We definitely saw the best days anyway.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit. I do think we're probably. I thought they would have got rid of Ten Hag. I think and the Dutch guy.
I think that probably will still happen at some point, won't it?
I thought he should have gone. You just look at the record of the Dutch managers. They haven't got a great record of it in the Premier League, and now Liverpool have got one. It's pretty good.
Hopefully,
well, we were literally like green light, all that, and then we got beat at home by Nottingham Forest. So I'm not sure quite what that was all about. So
brought you down to reality quick, didn't it?
So Alex, you touched on the idea that obviously you're well into your racing and stuff now. I know you go as often as you can, I guess, do you?
Yeah. I try. Obviously. I try to get to the main weeks throughout the year. So usually I try to get to Cheltenham first one in sort of November time, around October, November. New Year's Day used to always be a day that we go, but weirdly they always put rugby games on that day. So I haven't been able to go to that one for a while. So maybe this year I'll be able to go back there. And then Cheltenham, obviously, Aintree. So I always, especially being around rugby clubs, there's obviously a lot of boys who are fan of races, and so our social side, we always tend to try and I always try and steer them. Let's go to the races for the day. Yeah. So it's a very good.
There's no bad crack, is there? I don't think.
Exactly. It's an easy way to get there.
Yeah. Tommy loves the racing. Just in case you didn't know, he loves a bit of the races. You were obviously grand and really, really appreciate you coming to our golf day, mate. How's your golf been since the last season?
Not too good. Played the other week, had a back spasm, so I haven't been able to play for a while. Golf's a lot harder than rugby, I think. Weirdly.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, so I'll try and play now and then. But now the rugby season's going to start, I'm going to be pretty flat out. So hopefully I'll have the odd day in the week.
It's a summer sport anyway, let's face it.
100%, yeah.
I always say that there's a reason that the tour, they follow
the sun.
Follow the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, obvious thing to say, but...
I wish rugby did the same, but not in the depth of December.
I remember also, just the reason I'm also just lean on the golfing days, when we had a quick chat there, you were telling me, and we've done a short video on it, about your sort of interest in horse racing at the moment. You've got, how many horses have you got yourself, or interested in at least? Yeah,
so we've got a mare, and we've had a yearling off her, and just had a new foal a while ago now, but and then we've just got a 3-year-old Marla, which is sort of just in training at the moment. So yeah, we've got a few. I've had a few over the past. I've owned a few horses with a couple of lads at Exeter.
Yeah.
So they were in with Christian Williams at the time. So we set up a little syndicate there.
He's top bloke, isn't he, Christian?
Yeah. Like, if you want a chaser that can win a top handicap, I'd send it to him all day of the week. You know, he knows how to win them.
Yeah.
So, top bloke as well.
Yeah, top bloke, real humble, real nice family. Unbelievable place where they trade down in
I haven't been, but I've seen the pictures and everybody said, is it genuinely as stunning as everybody says?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. They've got a good golf course there as well, 7 down there. So you should make a day or two of it there.
Yeah, well,
if you ever get
that's good.
Yeah, a bit of filming that. In fairness to Christian, he's actually, last time I saw him last time I saw him was at Sales at Cheltenham. And he said he actually invited us down. He said, when next season, come down.
Oh, you'd be more than you'd be welcome.
Yeah.
So.
You've just you've made it a definite. I've got to go now.
Yeah,
told me about a beautiful golf course. There's another reason to go. And so the horses that you've got, if you've got one in training currently, or
yeah, so it's a 3-year-old at the moment. So it got broken in obviously early in the year, and then it's at Tom Scudamore at the moment. So they're just sort of going up the gallop. It's not a lot. It's going over a couple of jumps. So it's just sort of learning its trade, as they say. We've got a little foal by Golden Horn, which is quite nice. So we forked out a little bit.
I bet
for one. So, but it's a real nice filly. And then the yearling is another filly. So she's a nice type, but she's a big old type.
Do you have a goal for your horses? Like what's the plan? Is it to
Turn Cheltenham
turn them?
yeah.
Cheltenham,
It's everyone's dream.
That's everyone's dream, isn't it? No, I think I quite enjoy it. So I've owned horses and been to races and stuff. That's cool. But me and my mate Johnny Hill, who we've obviously got all the horses with, we were quite keen on the breeding side.
Yeah.
So we were really into that side of it, and it's been quite cool to see it in person, really, and be involved with it.
But Tom, what do you think of obviously all the breeding side of things? Is it anything you're interested in? Does it tweak your interest at all?
We've never actually had we haven't had them as a foal or anything like that. But I find it quite fascinating actually. You watch their progress, don't you, from such a young age, and then we actually get them to the track as 3-4-year-old.
Yeah,
must be quite rewarding, I think. So
yeah,
and
because often I'm just thinking back to some of the big horses that I think Stradivarius I'll use as an example, but the owner of that horse. They also interviewed the person who bred the horse all the way because
Bjorn Nielsen, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I mean, obviously they were just as big as the owners in many ways because of what they've done and the horse that they bred. So I suppose the dream is to land on something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, Alex Ferguson does, doesn't he? I think
massively.
They spoke to him the other day about he had a homebred who was running in, I think, one of the Thursday racing leagues or something, and he said he gets more satisfaction from watching that race. Yeah. Maybe not win, but even just racing. He's obviously had a few of with Fahy. He had that real big one in Bahrain, which was
Spirit
Dancer, which was another one I think he's bred. So I think that's his sort of enjoyment, breeding them, and then going on to doing some good things. It is pretty cool.
It's rewarding.
Well, hopefully we'll win a few quid today, and then you buy one and have one in here with us. We'll all have one together
on a Monday afternoon at Worcester.
Yeah, as enough money.
Ronnie Clay was there,
yeah. I don't know actually. Could be. So it is Worcester after all. Obviously, you like a bet as well. You've told that. You don't mind me saying that on the camera. But I know you said, Tommy, you love a bet. I love a bet. I thought it'd be quite a good thing to talk about. Is obviously our best and worst days sort of gambling. Are you prepared to talk about that one?
I got some good ones. I got some bad. I got funny.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a treble once on before, and the first 2 won at quite decent odds. The third horse was Nimbus Boy.
Oh, no way.
Of this?
Yeah, and it was running at Hereford. It was red hot favourite.
It won, didn't it?
I think the second time round, I don't know if it was at Hereford or not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh, sure.
Wincanton.
Wincanton.
Yeah.
And I had a really good cash out. I was like, well, I text Tom, like, yeah.
I remember you asked me now.
He's like, sure thing.
we did that.
Come around the home bed. It was 10 legs behind. I was like, no chance. And let me down.
You've never had
your treble as well. Wasted.
Jesus.
Sorry, she didn't block me.
We're lucky Alex is here today, then, basically. I was surprised he still talks to you.
Yeah, he'd won well 5 days before, hadn't he? And maybe just a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
So
I blame the turnaround.
So that's a recent one, yeah. I mean, like, obviously, there's not many better feelings than landing a good punt, is there?
No, it was good.
There's a thrill that, because you're a sportsman, right? And I'm always I think it's one of the reasons a lot of sports men and women like horse racing and gambling. There's a thrill to it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what money, you could put £2 or £100. That feeling of, like, you're having something on it, overriding a feeling of, like, it's going to win, or that. There's not many other things that you get that, really. And obviously, as a sportsman, I get good through it because I like, obviously, the horses, but I like working out a winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just, I'm going to pick that wins. I will have thought into it, like, the ground, the form, the type of race, the handicap. I look well into
lots
it.
to look into.
Yeah. So it's quite a nice feeling once you do, like, right, I'm dead on this, and it goes and wins.
Plotting one almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what about you, Tom? Recent good wins on the
there's good days and bad days, isn't there? So, yeah, but probably the best one. I did a lucky 31, didn't I? And 4 out of 5 of them came in. The one that let me down finished third. He's only beat by a neck. And it paid like 41,000, and if that had got home, it'd been $500,000.
Oh dear.
I won't forget that one.
They're the good days for sure.
Well, I guess, like, talk about bad days. I had a good bet on Betty de Jure at Cheltenham a few years ago. I was on my mate's shoulders, giving it the big one. Fell at the last, and 28's clear. So look like an absolute idiot, but sure it happens, isn't it?
I was surprised.
Annie Power was.
I was just going to say, I was surprised.
I've definitely learned now to not celebrate until they jump that last.
Oh my god! It's one of those. It's that big a moment that I remember the patch that I was stood in at Cheltenham when that fell.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
And do you remember the silence?
We were in training, the Wales camp.
Oh yeah.
At the time, and we all did the same.
Yeah.
Everyone was. I reckon
Willie
it would have
Mullins.
destroyed the industry.
What was the 4 horses? Do you remember?
Vator, Faheen, Ali Power, and Champagne. Was it that? No, was it?
Champagne Fever, you thinking?
No, it wasn't Champagne Fever.
It was one of Richie's.
It was, yeah.
Duvan?
Could have been Duvan.
But we all had that in training. We actually stopped training.
Duvan.
It was the race on the phone. It was quite funny.
I think it was just on memory. I think it was Vator for the opening race. Then the Arkle was Duvan, I think. Then it was Faheen for the champion, and then on Annie, yeah. I'd never, honestly, there was a moment of silence. I've never ever experienced that on a race course.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments.
You were there, were you?
Yeah,
always stand out, wasn't it?
And
what about the Goshen one? I had a bit of money. You know the worst thing about that is?
You still feel for him now.
I had Barry Garrity to be top jockey that campaign. He was miles ahead. But do you know who won that race? Paul Townend.
Yeah, Burning Victory.
And
then won the Gold Cup. Ended up doing me for Barry Garrity.
That is...
Yeah, so it was a killer.
I backed All Mankind in that race. And when Goshen fell, All Mankind looked like it couldn't be beaten. And this Burning Victory come from nowhere. And you're thinking... I mean, to be fair, when you think about that, that was Paul Townend just coming through for Willie Mullins, and he's gone on to be
pretty good.
He's the best, let's be honest.
It's all right.
Okay, so I suppose we kind of talked about favourite moments in racing. Is that some of them we kind of mentioned? What's your absolute standout moment in horse racing?
Probably Sprinter Saka. I was in the parading for that.
What, the second time or the first time?
But then he retired. Then the after.
Yeah.
That time.
The comeback, I suppose.
After his comeback.
Yeah.
I thought that was. It was
pretty
just a
special,
real.
wasn't it?
Yeah. So we were there with was me, Jonathan Davis, Reece Priestland, Jamie Roberts, and then we met, Tyndall was in there, so we were there with Prince Sarah, and then we met Prince Anne. So it was like quite a cool thing. And then Henderson and the Yard were like real worried about whether he'd be all right, and then they ended up winning. It was the atmosphere in the parade after.
I was just going to say, did you go to the parade? Because
we were in it. We were right in the middle.
There were thousands of people. I've never seen the parade ring.
I was round. I was like, luckily I was quite tall. I could see everything.
It was some achievement though to get it back.
See, that's a class memory to pull up. To be fair,
awesome,
isn't it? What about you?
Actually, the brimming water, my mum's horse. It's my birthday, Newbury. All the lads were there. Great crack, and he ended up winning.
That was Sunday.
You were there as well.
Yeah, it was Sunday, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely one of them. And then I guess Sam's first year in training, Tour de Champs, went on New Year's Day at Cheltenham. It was a huge price, and I don't know what his expectations were, but I thought, realistically, we'd be happy with 4th or 5th, and he ended up going and winning literally by a nose, and it was honestly we were giving it a big on that night. So I guess that was a standout.
That's the dream, to have your own horse to go and win something at Cheltenham. That's the one.
At Cheltenham,
yeah. Would that be your favourite track to go racing to?
I've been going there since, kids. We used to go all the time. Yeah. We the club, and we did all that. We used to stay there.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would probably have to be up there.
Got to be on it. Got to be. I mean, racing gets a lot of stick, right? A lot of people talk about it in a negative light. It also has, I think, it's a great sport, but the current state of it is not. It's not in the greatest place it should be and could be, is it?
Well, obviously, I work within racing for Sam, in the yard, and the amount of attention they get, these horses, is they get treated better than us. There's so much that goes into them, and I mean, when you go and enjoy the good days, I think when you get to the races and you end up having to win, I always say to Sam, celebrate it whilst you can, because you never know what the next one's going to be. But the current state of the race, for me, I think he's doing perfectly well, but there's always negative stories.
From a press point of view, though, it gets a bad rap a bit, doesn't it?
It has been, obviously, with the whip situation. You do get, weirdly, one bad picture or something, about a horse, obviously, and that seems to tarnish the whole sport, which is
exactly
frustrating.
So far from the truth, isn't it?
I know for a fact, my mum's worked in the flat side of it.
Yeah,
the money behind it and how they're looked after is beyond. She used to deliver horses to Sheikh Mohammed's sort of yard up in Newmarket. She said the stables were made of gold. Something we're going to buy. We struggle to buy a ring, let alone have a gold stable. So they are really well looked after. I know it for a fact, but it's just like I said, the real. There's only one or two bad things that happens. It seems to just blow out of proportion.
That's just life.
Bad news travels faster than good news, doesn't it?
And a lot of these people that do have an opinion, they've never been within it, so it's an opinion of no facts. They're just looking at the odd stories. So it's frustrating, really.
Yeah.
So you turn up to Angel, it's quite intimidating. Actually, you got the train station, and there's the amount of animal rights protesters.
Yeah.
They're just I mean, they end up making it worse than what it should be. You got them running across the track and causing all sorts of havoc. But
on the flip side of that, it's good that we do have people like Kevin Blake in racing that are, if you listen to what he says, he's such a good counter-arguer about what people like the animal protesters are saying. I mean, for example, I remember watching one of his interviews on, I think it was Sky News or something, where this lady was like, we should free horses from all yards. He said, well, what would happen with these 200,000 horses, thoroughbred horses, highly strung horses? What we're supposed to do, just put them in field? And this woman's like, yeah. She's like, okay.
Half of them would break down and then
exactly
crazy. Yeah. But I think
they haven't got a clue of this.
So look, I think the national hunt season ahead, there's plenty to look forward to. I think the reason I just want to set the state of racing is it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be, is it? I think what you said spot on, Alex, is people say something and everything's all so bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it in reality it isn't. So most looking forward to this season. I want one from both of you, and I'll give mine as well. Race and horse. If you give it, I'll start with you, Tom, because you probably got
Champion Hurdle, definitely. There's 3 contenders on there: Lossy Mouth, Constitution Hill, State Man. I think that's definitely gonna be the race. If they all get there on the day, that's going to be the race of the season.
Nothing from the
I think Constitutional.
nothing from the younger ones coming through.
That's the big question. Will Constitute? He's our wind up as well. Will he be the
I'm
same?
hoping he gets
A long time out.
gets back, and if he anywhere near the same, I can't see him getting beat. I've got a lot of respect for Lossiemouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, Constitutionals. I've always been a big fan of him. So
I think what you're just
it will
saying
be
there is
definitely a
spot on.
fascinating race.
Willie, I think the big question mark's over now.
How old is he? I'd be 8, really now.
Yeah.
A long time out. Like, depends what runs in first. If you're going to beat him, it'd be the first time out.
But I'd
wouldn't it?
imagine he'll start straight up in Newcastle again.
Fighting
wouldn't
fit.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have thought so.
Henderson loves starting horses
He
out
was like 20
Christmas
pounds
hurdle, maybe.
Anything else
Yeah.
around. Even
Yeah.
State Man, he brought him to sword.
there. Yeah.
Oh,
he
State Man,
destroyed him,
since-
didn't he?
In Constitutional's absence, like State Man's cleaned up. And
I think the Gold Cup's looking pretty tasty, mind.
Yeah.
A lot of good novice chasers last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
Factor File.
JP McManus has got about 6 of them.
Yeah.
The Factor Fire could be anything.
Yes.
The guy who won the horse who won the national actually could be a
Yeah.
cup. Yes, like it was like he just joined in. National.
I am Maximus, was it?
Yeah,
I have
that's another one. They've got loads. So.
He used to be the dodgiest jumper around as well. And when he went and won a national, like,
he
jeez,
went-
this horse is
I actually
definitely sketched it.
obviously we talk about horses and have done for a long time and tip horses up. I remember actually tipping I am Maximus up for I want to say it was the Supreme Novices one year because I thought he looked really, really special.
Well, when he was at
Yeah.
Anderson,
I think he beat
was Henderson's yard, wasn't
he beat My Drogo in a novice hurdle race, and I thought, right, this looks a proper horse.
Yeah.
This, and he never really. It's like he's taken all those years, and what you just said there's spot on. When he jumped that last in the Grand National, and everything else is like proper runner. Tynan sort of like pulled the right rein, opened it up, and it was like you say, just joined in.
yeah, there's. I think JP McManus is gonna have a very, very good year. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of good horses
Absolutely.
in
But
the jump side.
the horse you just mentioned previous to that is the horse I think will win this year's Gold Cup.
Factor Fire.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I think
Whether he stays, is the only thing, isn't it? But
I know Willie's got the other one, which is a back-to-back Gold Cup winner, so it's might seem a bit daft to tip his other one, but I just think Factor File looks the complete racehorse.
Yeah.
I think he looks absolutely tailor-made. So what? So race you're looking forward to? Any horse in particular?
Constitutional for me. I've always been a big fan of him. I can't wait to see him back, and hopefully he can retain all that, ability he had.
I quite like the JP horse that won on the Friday first race.
Oh yeah,
Got his name now.
Madgebury? Is it Madgebury?
Mulberry. Yeah.
Something like that. I think he could be a nice type.
Yeah.
Big, massive race. Should never have won that race, but he was just
Royal
a good chaser and a maker. Either whether they go straight chasing.
Yeah,
or
I think they probably
Willie
will.
Williams has spoken very highly of him as well.
Yeah, you can see that rocking up at the old Dublin Racing Festival and winning by 10 lengths. Nice and easy. And a race in particular that you can't wait for is
Just the first really, Supreme, is it?
yeah.
I just love that first race. It's a good race, and you just never know what pops
Will
on
you
there
be
as well.
this all being well? You'll be able to go this year.
I'll
Alex?
be able to go every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you will be.
yeah,
I'll
I'll be trying to go most of the days. I'll probably have to take my fiance for one of the days.
Yeah, of course.
So
It's
usually probably take it on Wednesday.
obligatory. Yeah, on Ladies' Day, I was like,
Yeah.
obviously, and yourself, Alex, rugby. A little bit of a rugby update from you. But where are you with your rugby and your media and stuff like that? You a podcast. You've got your own podcast as well. Which tell us all about it.
Yeah, so I've got a company called Sport in Wales. So we run a magazine, which is going quite well, really good in Wales. And then we run a podcast alongside Dragon Bet.
Okay.
So they're our main sponsor on that, which is good. So we're looking to hopefully do 2 a month from next month, I think. So which is quite exciting. And then obviously rugby-wise, I'm sort of and ahhing whether to carry on. I'm just sort of waiting for something nice to sort of pop on the table, really, contract-wise. If that doesn't, then I'm doing quite a lot of games media-wise for BBC, Premier Sports, TNT. So it's quite exciting, really. Busy, keeps me busy. So yeah, just enjoying it as it comes.
Lots to look forward to them, really.
Yes, yeah.
Rather than the worry of what's next, it sounds like you've got lots to sort of think about and keep options open.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I like to keep my options open. Don't want to be tied down too much. So.
We are off to Worcester after this. Together, we're going to go and have a few bets and a day out, maybe a beer and what have you, and hopefully a bit of bite to eat.
Yeah.
Have you had a look at the card at Worcester today?
I have looked at Sam. Sam's obviously got a runner in the race, and the favourite I'd look at is quite well bred, so whether that's the one to beat, but I'm sure we'll have a few quid on Sam's.
Is that Ollie? Is that Ollie Murphy's horse?
I think so, yes. Related to Paisley Park, but hopefully it's a bit quicker than Paisley Park.
You need to.
You can never guarantee.
But we'll see. Otherwise, I spoke to Nick as well, on Nick Guilford on the way up.
Yeah.
So he had a runner, but his is a non-runner. He said it's a tough card today. So
He was riding Ryan's horse. Who was, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
non-runner now.
Rounds too quick.
So he's pulled it out. And Tom, got one for Worcester?
Beatbox. It's a bit boring. Favourite for Skeletons. It's free from free since joining them. That's a lot of different ground today. It was soft the last day at Newton Abbott when he won, but yeah, he absolutely bolted up, and I think he make it 4 out of 4 for the Skeletons. So.
What's the price on that?
Sorry?
What's it? Oh, like $4 to $6, is it?
No, it's about 6 to 4, 30 to 8. So I don't think it's too bad a price.
And I'll put up State of Honour, who won really well last week at Fogwell. About 3 to 1. Escapes a penalty, which I think is going to be one of those where they have to get it going back in. Otherwise, it's going to find it very difficult to win. But one with his head in his chest is easy as like, and I can easily see that winning again today. So, right, chaps. Good talking to you both. Good catching up.
Yep,
good
cheers.
podcast. Hopefully people enjoy it. I think we better shoot off to Worcester, aren't we?
Or it's a winners.
Have a look.
Cheers.
Cheers.